Guys, I need to tell you about this movie because genuinely, this movie that I'm going to be talking about today is the best shark movie I've seen in years. It's honestly, I don't know if I should say it. I think it's the best shark movie since Jaws. Now that I think about it, I think it's the best shark movie ever made. No, I can't do this, man. This is something else. So I want to start off by saying welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're a fanatic of everything entertainment, then this is the channel for you. But in today's movie review, we'll be talking about 2023's Big Shark. So let's get into it. So I'm happy to say that I went to the Georgia premiere of last year's Big Shark, directed by the man himself, Tommy Wiseau. And I got to meet Greg Sestero for the second time. My wife got to meet him for the first time. I'll show pictures, and if it wasn't for the Plaza Theater, I wouldn't have went to this magnificent experience. But I do want to show this off really quickly. I got this Oh Hi Mark shirt, and I got Greg's to sign it, so I thought that was awesome. I have a few other things of his already autographed. So, yeah, either way, I don't know where to start with this movie, to be honest, because it's weird that I'm talking about Big Shark first when I haven't even talked about The Room yet. But before we get into it, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the views and support that you've given me on my last video, talking about the despecialized Star Wars trilogy on 4K, which it blew up. It went beyond my expectations, so thank you. And I gained 20 subscribers from that so far as of, the time of recording this video, so thank you for that. But yeah, I don't know how I'm going to review this movie, to be honest. There's this article I saw talking about this movie makes The Room not just seem like Citizen Kane, but it is Citizen Kane. This movie is on a whole nother level of bad. And, I'm going to be quite honest with you guys, this movie was disappointing. You're like, how can a movie that's supposed to be so bad it's good? The second directorial effort from Tommy Wiseau, like, what expectations did you have going into it? Like, I thought it was going to be like a B-movie version of The Room, if that makes any bit of sense. Like, I thought it was going to have that same type of impact. And at times it does, but not entirely for me. This movie is a bit disappointing, even though I knew what I was getting myself into. But if you do choose to see this movie, you do have to see it with a crowd, because that was the main reason to see this movie. But yeah, this movie makes The Room look a lot better than it already is. So I don't know, man. I don't know how to review a movie like this. Like, that's why I've put The Room off for so long, because how do you review something like that? Like, everything that's been said about The Room has been said, which for the most part, the same can be said about Big Shark, even though, like I said, it was a bit of a letdown for me. But the main reason to see it is because, if you see it with a crowd, they're going to go wild over certain things, and there are things that's going to crack you up. But I will say, if you do choose to see this movie, also, like, if you have a designated driver, drink, because it will make the experience a lot better. I had 3 drinks going into it, and then, by like halfway point of the movie, I started getting a bit sober, and I was like, yep, this is a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. Like, if I was drunk throughout it, it would have been like the greatest thing ever. But I will say, this was like one of the best, other than like a few people directly behind us that were getting on my nerves. Like, for the most part, this was like one of my favorite movie theater experiences of all time. I still haven't seen The Room in theaters yet, which I didn't want to pay the extra 25 or 50 for me and my wife to see that, because like we are in a bit of a budget, so I will see The Room with a packed theater sometime soon. But either way, I can't wait to see that in the theater. But yeah, Big Shark, there's the same mistakes that was made in The Room are the same mistakes that's going to be made in this movie, or already are made in this movie. Like, this movie doesn't even have ending credits. Yeah. And you guys want to talk about the horrible ADR in The Room, or at least The Room had ADR. There is no ADR in here. Like, they have varying qualities of microphones in here. There are times when you can't hear anything, and like everyone in the crowd was like, "What? I can't hear you." And then every time they brought up Sophia, everyone was like, "Sophia." Like, I don't know, man. Like, you need to see it with a crowd. Like, every time, instead of football, because we know how Tommy Wiseau was with football in The Room, now it's basketball. Like, every time someone made a hoop, like, bro, we were like chanting, we were like roaring and everything. Like, I don't know, man. But yeah, this movie makes the same mistakes as The Room, but a lot worse. You're like, how can Tommy Wiseau do that? Like, it's 20 years after The Room. You think he would improve, No, it's a lot worse. The only thing that's good about it is the cinematography and the cameras used. That's basically like the only improvement in here. And there's this one scene where like him and his girlfriend are about to leave the lake, and it looks like he's like driving, but he's not driving. He still has his hands on the wheel doing this like he is driving, but we see him clearly not driving. And then when they before they even walk up to the car, it sounds like the car is on too. Like there's just a lot of things wrong with here. So I am going to get into spoilers about a certain specific person that's not in the movie, which I should have known this because I was looking at his Wikipedia page, but Greg Sestero's not in this movie. I thought he was going to be because he was in the fake trailer, because yes, back in 2018 or 2019, that was the first trailer for this movie was a fake trailer. That's crazy, dude. Like Greg was a part of that trailer, but then like any other trailer since then, we didn't see him, and I'm like, where's Greg? And then I just find it really weird that he's touring this movie, but I guess it just makes a lot of sense because him and Tommy Wiseau are like this close, even though like sometimes they rarely see each other anymore. But still, that's besides the point. Greg is a really cool dude. I can't wait to talk about his movie Miracle Valley. I've already seen that. I was gonna do a review on it like a year ago, but I'm gonna have to do it sometime here soon. And then like he's working on Forbidden Sky right now. I can't wait for that. But yeah, I want to review The Room. I want to review Best Friends and a couple other projects that they worked on together or separately. I don't know what to say about this movie because there's a lot in here that just does not make sense. Like some of the editing in here, sometimes they cut off a certain actor when they're doing like a monologue, and then it just cuts to another scene. Or there's a party scene and just cuts to the next scene, and then there's like a lot of scenes where like there was clearly no script. Greg sort of confirmed it. Like it was just a lot of improv and stuff that just doesn't completely work. The CGI in here, I can't believe I have not brought that up yet, but the CGI in here is, like Greg said, unique. He's never seen anything like it. So yeah, every time the shark came on screen, like we were all cheering and everything and laughing our asses off. That should pretty much say it all. But yeah, like I don't know, dude. And like I said, I already touched upon the audio in here. The audio for the most part sucks, and you can't hear like a quarter of this movie. CGI, dude. I don't know. There are actors in here really giving it their all, but if you're working alongside Tommy Wiseau and playing off Tommy Wiseau, it's really hard to make it natural because it's Tommy Wiseau. The Room has the effect for me where I can watch it by myself. You know, I don't know if Big Shark has that. I don't know if I can do that with Big Shark, dude. Like I can watch The Room by myself. I can watch it with a group of friends. I might be able to watch Big Shark with a group of friends, but it's definitely a movie theater movie, you know. But yeah, I don't know how to grade this, so I don't know if I'm going to be giving this movie a grade or not. Just know this much: if Greg Sestero is coming to your town, or if Tommy Wiseau is coming to your town, I hope to meet Tommy Wiseau one day. But if either of them are coming to your town touring this movie, you need to see it with a packed audience. You need to see it in a theater because that is the best way to experience this movie. Because I will admit, even though this movie is really bad and it makes The Room look a lot better, I did laugh probably about 50 to 60% throughout this whole movie because of how bad it is. I don't know how to do this review justice. There's also a lot of inconsistencies in this movie as well. Like, I shit you not, there's a scene where they're driving a Mustang, and the next scene that they show, they're driving a Jeep or something. It's really weird. And then, like, Tommy, like, changes outfits, like towards the ending, someone was keeping track, and they said 17, so probably by the ending of this movie, probably 25 times, and there's like a musical number in here where Tommy and his friend are singing, and then like it's really weird because people were already singing the lyrics, like I guess it was that bland, and they sing it like 3 or 4 different times in here, and then this movie ends off with a damn dance musical sequence. Like that was something else. That was not what I was expecting with this movie. And it was really weird because you didn't see a shark for like the first 20 minutes, but there's just a lot of goofy shit in here that you need to see with a theater. That's the main thing I'm trying to like convey to you guys. Like you need to see it in a theater because that's the only way to see it. Like I said, The Room, I can watch it by myself. I can watch it with a group of friends. I don't know if I can watch Big Shark by myself. But with that being said, I just want to say thank you for everything that you do, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.